And away we go! Here it is, boys and girls. Apparently 2.8% of my audience is female, so gotta cater to them as well. Today, we are going through and learning all the bits and bobs about all the gods of the old world. Well, the ones that matter anyway. One thing you gotta understand about the gods of the old world is that pretty much all of them are cocksucking fuckfaces who all have their own retarded agendas and just fuck each other over and everyone else to achieve their agenda. Another thing you gotta understand is that most of the gods are just overpowered refugees who escaped the destruction of their world, which was destroyed by chaos previously. What a surprise. I don't know the name of that world, but I think it was called Syria. Anyways, let's get started. We can see if I can hit 1,000 subscribers from that video. That'd be pretty fucking sweet, eh? It seems like everyone is enjoying my little spills about talking about the lore of Warhammer, but some feedback I'm getting is to stop fucking up the words. So this video, I swear to God, on the gods or whatever, that I'll have zero fuck ups and I will get everyone's name right and pronounced correctly. Let's do this shit. Kicking it off with the big baddies, the deadly foursome, the ruinous powers, and the planet rapers, I give you the gods of chaos. The four gods of chaos are in constant conflict with each other, each trying to gain power over the other in a great game. We have Khorne, or as I like to call him, Horny Corny, due to his unnatural sexual obsession with corn on a cob. Horny Corny is a badass motherfucker who'll kill you and then bring you back to life just to kill you again. His followers are all bodybuilders who eat puppies for breakfast and then fuck your wife for lunch. Their worship of Khorne grants them increased bravery, honor, and strength, along with a shitload of bloodlust. They can often be heard chanting, "Blood for the blood god," and "Skulls for the skull throne." And they can also be commonly heard chanting, "When the fuck is season 4 of Rick and Morty coming out?" Khorne is often considered the strongest being in the Warhammer Old World universe, but that opinion is hotly debated. The next Chaos God, who is also considered as strong, if not stronger than Khorne, is the smartest nerd out there. He brings change, he brings knowledge, but most of all, he brings retarded birdmen. I give you... give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Titsnitch. Titsnitch. Okay. He's basically a genius who is also a compulsive liar. He embodies change, and because chaos is literally change, he embodies the power of true chaos. Although he probably couldn't beat Khorne in an arm wrestle, he definitely is able to outsmart him, cooking up millions of schemes and outcomes, thinking of every possible solution and ending, and having a plan for everything. It's like if Doctor Who and Sherlock Holmes both had sex with a very magical raven, and they had a three-way child who inherited all their traits. That's Titsnitch for ya. Because of his intelligence, many argue that he's actually stronger than Khorne, and he overpowers Khorne, and his armies due to his tactical genius and mastery over all forms of magic. Next we move on to the AIDS-fueled fat fuck Nurgle. Tongue twist that boyo. As far as Chaos Gods go, Nurgle is actually really friendly. Despite infecting his worshippers with really fucking bad diseases, causing them to bloat and decay, he removes pain from them and gives them hope. Yay! Basically making them really fucking ugly and happy at the same time. Nurgle thrives off plague and disease, growing in strength during times of famine and sickness, sometimes even becoming stronger than Khorne and Titsnitch. If his plague is spread far enough. He's quite a jolly fellow though, so jolly in fact that the rest of the Chaos Gods cannot stand him. During a meeting with him, his constant bubbly personality drove Khorne into fury. It interrupted Titsnitch's insidious train of thought and stopped Slaanesha's scheming. All in all, Nurgle is around for just a bit of a laugh mixed in with a bit of AIDS. Now on to the biggest slut in the universe. He's hot, he's evil, he makes people rape each other. It's Slaanesh. Slaanesh is the chaos god of lust, pleasure, passion, obsession, and pretty much anything else that is involved with unhealthy sex. He's pretty much up for anything, and so are his followers. The disturbing thing about Slaanesh is how he, she, it, whatever you want to call it, hooks in its followers. Once someone pledges their soul to Slaanesh, they become invigorated, more attractive and high on life. Food is better, sex is better, and life is better in every way. Here's the catch though. Worshipping Slaanesh is like taking heroin. It feels amazing for the first time, but after that it's diminishing returns. You need more and more hardcore experiences to feel like you did originally. Eventually sex with your lover becomes boring, so you move on to orgies. Then that shit gets old after a bit, so you move on to animals. Oh, the butcher's boy is by himself, you'll try him as well. A lot of followers of Slaanesh end up killing themselves due to a state of utter emptiness and depression, or because they cut out their own liver in a quest to try and put their dick in it. Now that we're done with those overpowered fuckers, let's move on to some of the less world-ending gods. Onto the main elven gods, we have the king of the elven gods himself, the phoenix god Asuryan. He's boning the lady of the lake, who is actually an elven god, not a Bretonnian one. Lol, get pranked, Bretonnia. The elven god Asuryan seems like a pretty nice dude, other than the fact that if any elf who wants to be the king of the high elves, they have to walk through some pretty fucking hot flames and sit there for a bit. This didn't go down so well, and it actually caused Malekith to go full evil because he was in the fire for like 3 seconds instead of 5. No one knows what old mate Asuryan looks like, so he's always depicted with a mask on. Moving on to everyone's favourite god of death, war and murder, unless you're one of those chaos fanboys who autistically screeches, "Blood for the blood god," every 3 seconds. Yes, I'm talking about Cain. Cain is the strongest of the elven gods, matched only by Asuryan. It is said Cain once imprisoned Isha and Kurnos and was challenged to a duel by Vol, the elven god of smithing. Cain won the duel and imprisoned Vol as his servant and personal blacksmith. However, Kurnos and Isha were able to escape. During the end times, Cain poured his essence into his legendary sword, the Widowmaker, and manipulated Tyrion to uptake his sword and essence, making Tyrion and Cain one entity. From there, he was almost unstoppable, defeating Malekith and even killing Orion, therefore killing Kurnos. He was finally killed when the Shadow King was able to shoot him in the heart with the arrow, forever killing Cain. Moving on to Kurnos. Kurnos focused more on the Wood Elves rather than the High or Dark Elves. Fair enough, I'll do the same. During the Wood Elf's time of need, he descended along with Isha to the mortal realm and merged with a Wood Elf called Orion, becoming an extremely powerful warrior who defended Athel Loren. He was required to be born every year using a different elf as his host. Because he was so insecure about his body image, he always wanted to try a new look. This led to some serious schizophrenia sometimes, as Orion hears thousands of voices in his head from all the previous elves and Kurnos himself. During a fight with Cain, Orion is finally slain by Widowmaker, but not before he was able to break Cain's armor through sheer badassery and allow the Shadow King to shoot him through the heart. Like her hubby Kurnos, Isha descended to the mortal realm and merged with a wood elf called Ariel. She did not require a cycle of rebirth like Orion did and was immensely powerful in the ways of magic. During the end times, however, Ariel was poisoned by Lilith, and Isha became demented with a tad of autism, losing a lot of her power. She was absorbed by the Ever-Queen Ariella, who then became the next god queen of the Wood Elves. Kurnos approved of this event, thus legitimizing her. Ariella, who is now Isha's essence, was eventually killed while the world ended from chaos. She was with Tyrion and Malekith at the time, chilling out at the Oak of Ages. She returns in the Age of Sigmar as a god of gardening, not really talking much as she's still trying to get over her PTSD from the end times. Onto Lilith, who is the god of the moon and also the Lady of the Lake. She was probably the biggest schemer out of all the elven gods, as she actively fooled the Bretonnians into becoming a buffer state for the Wood Elves. Despite this deception, she cared for her Bretonnian followers and granted them blessings and power. As the end times were occurring, she attempted to create a new world, just like Sigmar's world, and she aimed to send the Wood Elves and the Bretonnians there. However, it is hinted that Chaos discovered this new world early on and quickly destroyed it, killing her boy toy Aralith. This shattered Lilith's hopes, so she allowed Teclis to kill her in order to grant him the power to teleport all the armies of the old world to Middenheim for the final battle against Chaos. There are a number of other elven gods, however they're not that important or interesting, and I don't want this video dragging out to a few hours, so I'll potentially cover them in a later video if this one does well enough. Onto the good old human gods. Obviously starting with everyone's favourite and slightly overrated god, Sigma himself. Sigma started off as a normal chap who liked to bash people's heads in with a warhammer. He got so good at bashing bad guys' heads in, however, that he eventually united all the human tribes and created the Empire. He then bashed in Nagash's head and then, out of pure fucking willpower, ascended to godhood. Because apparently if you yell like a Super Saiyan for long enough, you become an extremely powerful god. Sigma was godding it for a while, however he was eventually tossed into the Great Vortex by the Chaos Gods, only to be freed when Teclis undid the Vortex. Towards the end of the end times, Sigma merged with Karl Franz. His very presence killed thousands of demons, many of whom were greater demons. He was last seen fighting Archaon, wrestling him for control of Galmaraz as the world ended around them. Sigma eventually was able to create a new world and take many souls into it, including a number of Elven legendary lords, beginning the Age of Sigma. He then went on to create a boy band with Nagash and Tyrion and shit, but they had a falling out and a few of them wanted to take their music in a different direction. I'll make another video about Age of Sigma because this shit is just as confusing as the end times is. Onto the OG human god, Ulrich, the human god of war, wolves and getting shit done. He started off just as a powerful tribe leader, leading his squad of mates on a journey to a better land, pretty much how Christopher Columbus did it. And yes, like Christopher, he did kill and enslave all the natives to allow his people to settle. Huh, lol. Sorry American viewers, it's just a joke. Kinda. Anyways, Ulrich was the god Sigma worshipped when he was a man, so you know this dude means business. During the end times, like most of the old world gods, he had lost most of his power and his ability to manifest by himself, so instead he took the form of a powerful flame. Teclis steals this flame to revive and bind the Lore of Light to Tyrion. However, he is still able to empower two humans, Volker and Martak. With Volker being slain by Archaon and Martak killing Malagor the Dark Omen before two being slain by Archaon, and Teclis stealing his flame, Ulrich finally dies. Teclis always feels shit about stealing the flame, because he basically anal fucked Middenheim and took away their strongest source of power. Onto the human god of death, Mor. He is called Mor because his obsession with people dying to a point where someone actually dies, he says, "Mor," because he's a greedy bitch and one soul at a time just isn't enough for him. He also has future-telling abilities and his followers a bunch of emos with weird hand gestures, one of them which literally means "I'm contemplating life and death, fuck off." Mor hates the undead as he sees them as a violation to the cycle of life and death. During the end times, Nagash goes around and murders the shit out of a lot of gods and takes their power, Mor being one of them. This takes away the Empire's ability to go to an afterlife, and instead they are either doomed to chaos if they're killed by a Chaos Servant. Rip Mor. Basically, all the souls that didn't get killed by a Chaos Servant, because those souls go straight to hell, now have to chill out in Sylvania due to Nagash binding the Lore of Death there. So yeah, it's not exactly a peaceful afterlife anymore, and it's very, very crowded. Fuck me, this video is getting long. There's still a few deals to cover, but I reckon I can blast them through. Stay with me, boys, and 2.8% girls. The Undead's god, pretty straightforward. It was Nagash, but you can learn about him on my other video, What Happened to All the Legendary Lords During the End Times Part 1. I detail his fate, link will be in the description. Onto the worship of the dinosaurs that ride bigger dinosaurs. They worshipped an ancient, technologically advanced beings called the Old Ones. The Old Ones terraformed the world, creating all races that aren't evil, well, other than those emo fuckhead Dark Elves, and they created the Slan and the Lizardmen as their warriors and servants. They were insanely powerful and travelled the stars. They built massive portals on the north and south poles of the old world and used them to teleport around. However, someone in the engineering department was definitely fired as the portals fucked up and exploded with chaotic energies, causing something called the Great Catastrophe or some shit like that, which is pretty much what caused the first wave of chaos invasions and also drove Calador the Dragon Tamer into creating the vortex to halt the first invasion. When the portals collapsed and fucked up the world, they also allowed a steady flow of chaos inside. The Old Ones were like, "Shit, sorry, my bad guys, see you later," and haven't been seen since, but the Lizardmen are still having hard-ons for them, so they continue to wait and talk about the Old Ones' awesome plan, which they have no idea what it is. Seems smart. Onto the Dwarven dudes. The Dwarves have some of the cooler gods, because their gods are more tangible and haven't resorted to only appearing in visions, or as manifestations of fire or some gay shit like that. Starting it off with Altmay Grimnir. Holy shit, this guy's fucking sick. He's tag teaming Vallejo with his brother Grungy due to some weird as fuck shared wife system. Basically, he isn't chill with the whole chaos entering the world thing when the warp gates first exploded, so he went for a fucking hike with his son to go close them with his bare hands. I repeat, to close the gates to chaos with his bare hands. He shaved his hair and drew runes all over himself, basically becoming the first Slayer. At the edge of the Chaos Waste, he fought a demon prince called... fuck me, how the fuck am I going to pronounce that fucking... Damn it, my perfect non-fuck-up record of not fucking names is going to fucking end. Alright, let's try this and let's check Google. Kragenov Nathal. Alright, Google bitch, how do I really say it?
Kragenov.
Fuck, alright, that's pretty close, I'll take it. Anyways, after slaying that bitch and pissing off Khorne, he was one of Khorne's favourite because he was shaped like a piece of corn, I assume. He sent his son home to look after the dwarves, and then he went further into the Chaos Waste. No one knows what happened to him when he went there, but it appears as if he went to kick on some infinite chaos ass, even joining the final battle and giving his power to Gortek. In Sigmar's new world, it seems that Grimnir died doing what he loved, just like Steve Irwin, as he died killing a massive dragon. Dragon died as well, it's fine. Wow, that was long. Anyways, Grungi is Grimnir's less cool brother who made his sick-ass axes for him. Grungi is the god of mining, so pretty much all dwarves around the old world get hards on for him. He survived the end times and helped Sigmar create his overpowered army in the Age of Sigmar. Onto their shared wife, Valea. Man, she must get sore. I wonder if they take turns or just double team or... Anyways, Valea is the god of hearth and nice things and also sleeping, as she was asleep during the end times. She didn't even wake up when the gate she was sleeping in behind was opened, and then Gash drained her of her power. It's unknown if he fully ate her or he just took her power, but yeah, she didn't wake up and the world exploded, and I can't find mention of her in Age of Sigmar. So yeah, she prob's dead. Fuck me, I hope this is the last few gods. Anyway, onto the Greenskins blokes and their two gods, Gork and Mork. Gork, god of brutal cunning, and Mork, god of cunningly brutality. Let's be real though, they are actually the gods of homosexuality. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, before you rage and downvote this video and kill my family, just hear me out. Their armies consist of naked green men who like to wrestle, and Gork and Mork eventually merge into a being called Gorka Morka. I don't know man, that sounds pretty gay to me. Anyways, not gonna lie, these two guys were fucking badasses. They fucking directed the Greenskins to fuck up the entire Chaos Dwarf civilization. While shit was all going down south of the Empire and whatnot, they literally saved Cathay and fucked up all the Chaos Dwarves. They even anal fucked the Chaos Dwarf Hashut and drained him of all of his powers. These guys both survived the end times and joined Sigmar's boy band in his new world. But when Nagash votes no on marriage equality, they leave and have gay orgies and stuff. I don't really know. I don't get invited to those type of events. Oh guys, we did it, oh my god. Not gonna lie, this video was a lot of fun to make and I hope you guys learned and laughed just as much as I did when I was making it. If I have left out a god that you have had a hard on for, I'm sorry, but if I included every single god, this video would go on for hours. These are the gods that matter and this is what happens to them. I'd honestly love it if you guys liked and subscribed to this video. I'm really trying to get this channel off the ground. If you didn't like the video, leave feedback in the comment section. I read all the comments and reply to most of them. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.